Want to generate more buzz, get more people talking about your business, getting them excited about your business? Well, let me tell you that a contest can be a very, very powerful tool. So today, we're going to be dissecting a contest that has a very interesting, maybe intriguing, depending on who you are, prize. That prize looks like meeting the Democratic presidential candidates for the United States. So, on this particular episode of Contest Crunch, we're going to be dissecting a contest that's put on by the Harris Walz campaign. We'll look at it closely, we'll analyze what's going well, what's not going well, and see what nuggets you can glean. And take it from me and us here at Floor 23 Digital. We have designed over the past 3 years tons of contests for others, in particular, some brand names you may know, like NASA. And we know a thing or two about contests. So, in this episode today, you're going to learn some good nuggets about contest design that you can take away and implement in creating your own contests to get people talking and get your business or organization growing. Let's get into it. I received an email that came in from the Harris Walz campaign. And in that email, I'm scrolling through and I'm looking, and it's a contest. Very interesting. So let's jump to a clip of me rolling through this contest. You'll jump with me over on my phone and let's walk through it all.
See here, they have formulated a contest you can participate in. And one of the things, first off, with this contest is their subject line and the outreach really, really super personalized. Feels like, ooh, draws you right in. This is something I can participate in, and it feels to me. So let's see here. One of my favorite parts about being on the campaign trail is meeting supporters like you. That's why I wanted you to be among the first to know about a sweepstakes we're launching called Click with the Candidates. Okay, so first off, the name of their sweepstakes super catchy. Click with the Candidates. And generally, if you can do like 4 words or less on your title, it always helps pop, right? And something a concept that people can remember. So click with the candidates, and so here they go to talk about really what you get. So you and a friend could meet me and Governor Walz at a special event ahead of Election Day. Our team will cover your hotel and airfare, and we'll even take a photo to capture the moment. So we've got the opportunity to meet Kamala and Tim. We have got, hey, a paid-for trip, hotel and airfare, and we've got something you can walk away with, a memento, okay? So that's essentially the prizes. Now, here, they're pretty much saying, here's how you enter. If that's all you need here, right, well, you donate $25 right away to be automatically entered to win. So the way you're entering this contest is by making a donation, okay? And this is something that I want you to be really, really careful with. And we'll dive into this closely because depending on what type of operation you are, there are lots of different rules and regulations on having sweepstakes and contests that people have to pay money to enter. So it's something you really want to know your rules and regulations about so that you do it properly and not illegally. So they've made their call to action here on doing a donation, more call to action, and then they give you the opportunity to go ahead and enter. So let's see what that looks like. So as we click enter now, so they have went ahead, so they've got another page for you to do entry on, and of course they've reiterated what you're getting, right? What you can win. So making that the prize visible, always important. So that chance to meet with the vice president, that photo to take away, and the free flights and hotel stay for the event. So that's like, hey, free travel, free trip. Okay. So they have your way to go ahead and enter, make the donation. They go ahead. They're pretty good about, we know the entry action that we want people to do, so they've already highlighted it. but they've made it kind of like, hey, we know long term what we would like for them to do. So they have this option for you to make it weekly, right? Because they don't really just want a one-time donation. They would love to have you do more. And so they have all their checkout. Great. So let's take a closer look at these rules. So so it looks like for their, and just scroll down here, for their contest. So they have their official rules here. It looks like they kind of have two sets of rules, right? Because you've got a contribution happening, which has got rules in and of itself. You've got money moving around. It's very important that you're aware of rules and regulations. So they've got contribution rules, so that's one thing. But down here, we should be able to find official rules for the contest right here. Where it says view official rules here. Let's click here. And here we find the officials for the contest itself. Click with the candidates, right? That's the name of the contest. So, we see, you agree to be bound by these rules. No purchase, payment, or financial contribution of any kind is necessary to enter or win this promotion, which is very interesting, right? Because he told you that you did have to give a minimum of $25 in order to enter this contest. So remember when I said it's very important to be careful and know what is legal and what is not legal. So it looks like somewhere along here, someone perhaps messed up on what should and should not be actually happening here. So their rules say you don't have to do anything to enter. But at the same time, they're asking for a donation in order to participate in it, which is a problem. So here you see the promotion period, you see the prize. Again, they're just sort of restating the price, the value of the prize. And they didn't really tout the value of the prize in their communication, but that's something that can always be kind of one of those incentives for people to participate as the prize value. However, the fact that it is one of the presidential candidates is no value enough to the right person. All right, so they're giving you your odds here, more instruction on how to enter. Your official rules are really important. So they've made it clear. Now this is interesting. So they've made it clear that there are a couple of ways that participants can enter using the methods. There is a free online entry method, okay, very important. And then there is a contribution method. So you notice when they sent out the email, they went contribution method route and not a free online method. So again, this reiterates the rules around contest and sweepstakes. Because generally, you can't have that amount attached to it. It is so important to understand the rules and regulations closely. So they've clearly outlined free online entry method. They've got the rules applicable to all entry methods. Just telling you how it's going to be drawn, that type of thing. And they're legal, just legal ease that needs to be known. Any intellectual property, things like that. So official rules tend to be long documents, right? They protect legally. They make sure that everything is on the up and up. I'm just going to take a click here on this. So here we see the pitch that you don't see the email. Interclick with the candidates, and this is the actual way, right? So they've got around this whole idea of typically you not pay to enter a sweepstakes. Again, depending on where you are, there's legalities there around that. So they've created a free path, but they're not advertising a free path. So here's a way to enter to win without having to sign up for the entry.
All right, so let's talk about some of the pros and the cons with this video. Let's start with the pros. So first off, I think they did a really good job of really sort of drawing you in emotionally with the language, right? So think about their language. I want to meet you. Now they have the front end marketing on this, right? So it's easy to personalize the emails, that type of thing. I want to meet you, Candace. Draws you in, makes you feel connected. Number two, they had a really attractive prize. So if you are a supporter, and I guess depending on what level of a supporter you are, if you're anxious and excited to meet them, The fact of meeting them is one facet of the prize, but then you have the emphasis on the hotel stay and the lodging, so essentially a free trip. And then you have a memento that you get to walk away with. You get to have this picture that you were with the presidential candidate and the vice presidential candidate, and something that you can hold on to. So a memory for a while. So they had a very attractive prize structure. Now, the third pro is they really had a punchy contest title. Generally, we like to advise that when you're coming up with your contest, that you try to stick to 4 words or less. Generally, there are some exceptions to that rule depending on what you're doing. But generally, when you have like a fast moving contest and you want people engaged quickly, 4 words or less works well. And you'll notice that their title followed that same path. Click with the candidates. It's short, it's punchy, you remember it, it's relevant to what they're doing. Now let's move on to the cons. Ooh, the big one for me is the entire piece relative to having a contribution as an entry method. So you really, again, you get into a danger zone when you talk about having a sweepstakes, which is random chance, when you talk about having people having to pay money to enter it. So in the United States, it is illegal to have a sweepstakes be entered and someone have to pay money in order to enter it. Because it is a game of chance, if they have to pay money, it then becomes an illegal lottery. And so the way that they presented this particular contest very much gave illegal lottery vibes. So that's one con there, is it is a danger zone. It is possible, depending on the contest and the type of contest you're doing, especially contests that require skill, right? Versus contests that require random chance. There are very big differentiations, but like I always say, understand the regulations in your area, in your country, because there can be little specific nuances for different things, depending on, what type of organization you are and all facets. So understand that well. Now, the last con, after the submission, so I went ahead and did the free method of entry. And after the submission, there were options where you could copy and paste some email text and send it to a friend, that you could share it on Facebook. And they had a pre-made, once you clicked on like share on Facebook, they had a pre-made post that you could put out there. What they also had is the language that said, hey, share this for more entries, which is a common thing. However, with this contest, there's no visibility to how exactly, if I'm a participant, how exactly do I know I'm getting more entries? It's kind of another setup for distrust with this contest. Here you having me copy some text and put it in an email. How do I know my information is getting back into the pool to get me another entry? Things like that. So you want to avoid not having that transparency. So that was a big con for me. Okay, so thinking about improvement opportunities. So what came to me is because, again, I just have this overwhelming negative sense to the untrained eyes, or if you're not familiar with contests, you may not recognize it right off the bat. But since they were playing in such a legal danger zone with the marketing that says, hey, if you contribute $25, you can automatically enter and win, that's the first improvement opportunity that popped up on my list. So for this particular contest, here's how I might approach it. So I've got some language written down here. So the language I have today, will you donate $25 right away and be automatically entered to win? We can change that out to be something like enter to win now, right? So kind of leaving it open, enter to win now. And if you also decide to contribute $25, there's a special swag bag that'll be waiting in your hotel room if you win. Now, that's how we'd adjust that language. So think about even for your own self, if you're doing contests where maybe you also want to have something to sell at the end, or you want to capture a donation or something like that, make it as an additional incentive. There's something additional that you get. It is not the requirement. Again, legal danger zone for games of chance. It is not the requirement that you shell out some cash before you actually get entered into this contest. Another improvement opportunity that we've had here, and I've got my notes here, is visual confirmation. So I talked about that issue where at the end, it's always great that you have entry options so that people can gain more entries by doing other actions. But for this particular contest, there was no level of visual confirmation. So one of the things I would change is I would have an actual visual indicator that, hey, you went into this action and now you have another entry into the contest. That's what we do on our InnoVare platform. We make it super easy for users to take, participants to take the actions on your contest that get them further to the prize goal. And they're vested in it, and they're vested in taking action, and they can see that their action is translating into more entries. Win-win for everybody. Now, if you are considering running a contest, I invite you to check out Floor 23 InnoVare. That is our software product here at Floor 23 Digital that is built for all things contest management, helping you design the contest, get it out there, get participants engaged, and start growing your business and organization. So you can go to floor23digital.com, and right now we've got our waitlist open for early access to InnoVare. So you want to make sure you go to floor23digital.com, get on the waiting list, get your invitation so that you can get in and implement this for yourself. You can design amazing contests that intrigue people utilizing InnoVare and get your business buzzing today, right now. So I would love to hear from you. After going through this contest and dissecting this Harris Walz contest, I would love to hear from you. What nuggets did you take from this? Is there anything that you took from this that you'll implement in your own contest? Share that in the comments below. Talk to you soon.